Welcome to the Stories of Starting podcast. I'm Heather Boyd. As a self-employed artist for the last 30 years, I'm fascinated with people's passions and creative projects. In this series, we discover how people like you have started new projects by thinking outside the box, going with the flow, and tapping into their childhood imagination. So, hey guys, welcome again to Stories of Starting, and today I am with Karine Bouchard. And so, Karine, I'm going to get you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hi, my name is Karine Bouchard. I am a professional cello player, and I also am part of a non-profit organization called Production Antichambre. Our mission is to produce events that mix music with other forms of arts. And I'm also newly co-owner of Anticafé Vieux-Port.
Nice, amazing. Yes, I know Karine has a ton of projects, and I always start the podcast by telling people how we met. So we're here actually right now. We met at Anticafé in Old Montreal because Karine runs the Antimodèle, which is an amazing event where there's a live model that on the spot, and then there's live music and unlimited coffee and treats, which is I always include in the description upstairs. So it's a really great event. I love it so much. Yeah, and so I think what we'll do is we'll start by Karine. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the Antimodèle event and tell us what got you started in it.
It started a few years ago. One of my friends wanted to teach drawing. And I suggested to her that I could help her organize it with my newly formed project called Production Antichambre. It seems to fit in the profile.
Cool.
And last minute I realized that there were no music, so I said, it's okay, we'll just play while it's happening.
Cool.
So we started that and it was a big success when we started.
Yes.
And it failed later for many different reasons.
Okay.
And a few months later, Anticafé Vieux-Port opened, and they contacted me.
Oh.
They wanted to do more live drawing events.
Oh, interesting.
I said, why not?
Okay.
I'm gonna have my own room.
Yes.
I can do whatever I want. I started the project again, and this is 2 years now.
Oh, that's amazing. No, I as soon as I heard about it, I probably was searching Facebook for art, like drawing events, or it might have even been on Google. And I remember the first time I heard about it, I thought, what an amazing concept, And there are a lot of places in Montreal that do live drawing
every day.
Yeah, but this is such a unique kind of combination of the live music. It's such a rustic atmosphere, in this old building in Old Montreal, and I love how actually you were one of the first people I wanted to interview on my podcast. And I remember approaching you before I'd even started the podcast and asking you, because when I first started, I was just getting people to do guest blogs on my blog about their stories of starting. Yeah. And originally I had asked you to write a guest blog, but I think a lot of people found that really intimidating because it's hard to sit down and write it out and what have you. So then I decided to interview people. So it's much more personable, it's more spontaneous, and I've been dying to interview you, but you're always away. You tour around a lot. So before I talk about your touring, I just also wanted to touch on, before we left the subject of the Antimodèle, is something that really super impressed me when you were talking about the whole music thing. The improv cello that you do, because I remember you work with the foot pedal. What do you call that foot pedal?
It's a looper.
A looper, yes. And I'd never heard that before. My mom is a cellist, and so I'm used to like traditional cello, playing in orchestras, string quartets. So when I heard you with this looper, and you'd record a loop and then you'd play over the loop, and I just thought, wow, this is so super cool. Yeah.
I started for Antimodèle.
That's what impressed me so much. So tell us a little bit about that.
I wanted to have somebody good.
Yeah.
A good musician. Nothing against people who are uprising and not there yet and will be soon. It's not that. It's just for that kind of event, what I want to do is hire people who know what they're doing.
Yes.
Everybody knows their task,
Yeah.
and they do it well, so I
Yeah.
can sit down and relax.
Yeah.
I didn't have the budget
Okay.
to cover
Well, yeah.
the musician part.
That's
So
it.
I said, I'm a musician. I'm the cheapest musician I can find.
True.
But what I wanted, I didn't know how to do it.
Yes.
So I bought a looper and I practiced home
How interesting.
how to press the things. And,
Yeah.
my first times, I have recordings of every session.
Wow.
First recordings are interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's how we develop,
Yeah,
right?
the recording stopped suddenly because I touched the wrong button and
Wow.
or I loop something with a rhythm and I
Yeah.
don't have a good rhythm, so it's just
Oh,
really bad.
That's
Yeah.
it. Becomes very, very abstract at some point.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's amazing. So you have all these recordings. So have you thought about putting together like a
I
a
do.
CD or oh, you have one already?
I have
Okay.
a Bandcamp account.
Oh, okay,
And
nice.
it's violoncelliste.bandcamp.com.
Oh, fantastic.
There's
Okay.
hours of music on that.
Oh, well, I'll definitely link that up below
Yeah.
for sure. That
It's
sounds.
perfect. If you have trouble falling asleep,
Yeah.
you listen to that and then it's a perfect somnifier. It's
Okay.
it's
yeah.
very boring. That's what I say normally.
Very boring.
So boring you fall asleep. It's perfect.
Boring or relaxing? It's one or
Yes,
the
yeah.
other. That's it, eh? That's fantastic. And do you also have a YouTube channel?
I do. I don't. YouTube is a video,
Yes.
and because of the nature of what we're doing here with
Yeah.
a new model,
Well,
I
yeah.
don't film myself a lot.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I have a few videos, but they're very old.
Okay, so mostly the recordings. Oh, that's awesome. Wow, fantastic. So going back to the idea that you do a lot of touring, so tell me a little bit about the group that you tour with.
I have many projects.
Okay.
My main project is called You and McIntyre Band.
Yes.
It's a singer-songwriter, very self-centered project around not me. This is weird to describe it myself because
Yeah.
normally Ewan describes it.
Yes.
He is an amazing singer. He plays guitar, plays mandolin. He also plays in Antimodèle sometimes.
Oh, fantastic.
And yeah, it's folk music, and we have the instrumentation. I bring the cello, and we have a fiddle player, not a
Oh,
violin player. It's
okay,
a
fiddle
Peter.
player. Interesting.
So it's very traditional,
Okay.
mixed with folk, mixed with Celtic music. They are from Scotland. So.
Oh, beautiful. That's
And
amazing.
We tour a lot because they are from there, but
That's
we tour
right.
a lot around Europe.
That's right, because you were in Edinburgh, I think. Was it last year, or where were you?
Yes, I go to
the
Scotland
Fringe,
a lot.
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Because I know a lot of comedians that go to the Fringe, but I guess there's all kinds of different
There's all
events.
kind of
It's amazing.
And I also play with other projects.
Okay.
Do you want
Yes,
to name them?
please.
So a video game music cover is called Tri Fantasy. We are piano, cello, and violin. It is way more popular than I thought when I started. When I accepted to be in that project.
Okay.
It is very fun.
Yeah.
And
This is
yeah,
music for
we-
video games?
No, we
No.
actually arrange music. The pianist,
Okay.
Laurence Manning, she arranges music for the trio.
Okay.
But it's music that already exists. So we do
Oh, I
Mario
see.
Bros. And
Okay.
we do Final Fantasy.
Oh, wow.
We do a lot of covers. We have one EP and one album out right now.
Oh, how interesting.
And we have lots. We have one of our videos was shared on Classic FM and it was,
Okay.
went viral and it was scary.
Oh,
So-
wow. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's a
so
lot of fun.
how do you find time for all these projects?
It's a boxes of time.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have other projects too. I have I have currently a hoodie that says
Oh,
Alex
yes.
Henry Foster.
Okay.
This is a very new project for me.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly where I stand in that project,
Okay.
apart from the fact that I really love playing with them.
Yes.
It is the first time that I actually can take what I learned in Antimodèle.
Okay, yes.
All the improv,
Yes.
all the effects and the long lines and all the what I do in improvisation is I take one note as
Yes.
a pole
Okay.
and I go around.
Mm.
And this music is a lot about that. So it's the
Okay.
first time I can play with other people
Yes.
what I do in Antimodèle.
Interesting.
So it's very fun for me.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring because I meet a lot of musicians who would love to be able to actually make a living doing what they're doing. And I think you've sort of hit on one of the keys to success, which is collaboration with other people.
Yeah.
And really being open to new styles, new types of music. And it's just, like you said, when you started with the improv, it was totally by need, and then you went with it. So I think that's good advice to give other musicians, is to be very open.
You can't be scared. I still say that I am not a jazz musician. This is probably the only style that I cannot do.
Right.
But I'm not close to it. I'm just really bad at it.
Yeah. Well, there's so many different genres of music, for sure. That's it. And so, tell me a little bit about your training. Did you study music at school or what?
Yeah, I went to Cégep in music, and I also went to Montreal University and to UQAM.
Okay, and you were specializing in the cello, or what sort of specialty?
I started cello in Cégep.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I was playing classical guitar. I was doing a double deck, which is 2 programs at the same time.
Yes.
So, sciences humaines, human science.
Yeah.
And so I was studying to be a psychologist.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And to be a musician too. And I was classical guitar. That was my instrument. And I realized I wanted to play with other people.
Yes.
And I was on the side playing double bass in the string orchestra.
Oh, cool.
I did not know how, but there was nobody else. So. And I thought double bass was way too big for me.
Yeah, true.
Which is not the case. Some very small people can play double bass.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do that.
Didn't feel right. Yes. Yeah.
So I went for the cello. I had an amazing teacher.
Wow.
And
you never looked back.
No, it was not easy. It was not easy, but I have no regrets.
Wow, that's amazing. So funny, it reminds me of my mom, because I actually interviewed my parents a couple of weeks ago, and my mom she was originally trained on piano, and then she picked up cello, I think, in her 30s. But then when her and my dad started playing in orchestras, my dad picked up the violin just to accompany my mom, so she'd have someone to play with. And then they were in this orchestra, and the orchestra needed a viola, so my mom very quickly learned how to play viola to be able to play in the orchestra. So
amazing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's fantastic.
There's no limit. You just have to practice.
Yes, exactly. That's right. And well, it's kind of ironic because none of my parents' kids play music. There's 4 of us, and none of us, I mean, we're all doing, different creative things, but none of us actually went for the music thing. But that's wild. And what about in your family? Do you have musicians in your family?
Not a lot, but very important ones. My baby brother plays trumpet. Jazz.
Oh, trumpet. Nice. Yes. And he's a full-time musician, is he?
He is still in school. He's in the same cégep where I was, so he's still very young.
Okay, well,
he's very good.
He's lucky to have you to sort of set an example of different possibilities that he could do with the music as well.
I could take credit for the fact that he's playing music, but I don't think it's because of me.
Not because of you.
No, I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, that can happen too. That's it. That's exciting. So tell me a bit about, you currently are doing a Kickstarter campaign. Yes. So can you please tell us about that?
Well, with my main project, UN McIntyre Band, it is our number 2 Kickstarter project, and it's for the new album coming out in June.
Nice.
It is called Dream On Sally.
Nice.
And of course I did not compose the songs because it's a as I said before, it's a self-centered project on UN.
Yes.
But
hence the name.
Yes. It's a UN McIntyre Band. I'm just band.
Yeah, you're just band. You're just the bee.
I'm just the bee of the band. Yeah. But it's very interesting because it is the second album of this project. But Ewan also did an EP before that, and I can see the progression to the string arrangements are very beautiful.
Okay, wow.
And I did not write them.
Oh, yes.
Can't even take credit.
Can't even take credit for that.
He wrote them. I play them.
There you go.
But
maybe you're his muse.
Maybe.
It's possible. Oh, that's so fun. So the Kickstarter campaign is starting. So how does that work? The campaign.
Basically, you can contribute by giving money or buying something and pre-order the album. Basically.
Yes.
So we have the album for sale, only the digital recording. We have T-shirts, we have stickers.
Perfect.
All the good stuff is there. You can even hire the band, and we can come to you.
Oh,
and play.
That's awesome.
On our
I love
first
that.
Kickstarter, we did that.
Yeah.
And we are this summer. It takes a while to organize a tour when you live far away, but this summer we're going to Switzerland.
Oh wow!
To do one of those shows.
So for someone that
for the first
gave you money for that, that's amazing. Oh my God!
I've never been to Switzerland.
What a great concept! I love that idea of doing having one of the tiers in the Kickstarter to be for actually to go play. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, we come to your house
or
amazing. Wherever. And
wow! It reminds me of a friend of mine. She I don't know if you've heard of Marion Call. She's a singer. She's actually from Alaska.
Oh boy.
But she does mostly house parties. So she'll do a tour, but basically they're all house parties. And so she'll go either play could be in a coffee shop, but often it's in people's living rooms, you know? And so I actually heard about her by going into some random guy's apartment on Papineau to see her play in this house party. Yeah.
It is one of, I love playing in a real art center.
Yeah.
But we did home roots tour, meaning basically just one day after the other.
Yes.
Going in a house, having dinner with the people, playing a show, sleeping there, having breakfast with them, and then go on like that for 2 weeks.
I love that.
And I really loved it. I thought I'm not a social bird, so I thought maybe it's too much.
A little intimidating.
But no, it was really fun.
I guess once you get into the routine, I wonder, there must be websites where you can organize doing house parties. So, are there specific ones for musicians that want to do pop-up house parties?
House parties, I don't know.
Yeah, that would
But
be actually
house
a really
shows,
great idea.
House concerts. House parties, I'm sure there is.
I mean, concerts. Yeah, more concerts.
House concerts, yes. The Home Roots is Canada-wide.
Home Roots, it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
There is some rural,
I can't even
touring
say it.
in the UK. Too. There is rural touring everywhere.
Cool. I love
you just have to find the societies. Most of the time, it is organized by people who started to have their living room. They did a few shows, and then the town, the neighbors, they were like, "Hey, we want to do that. Can you help us?" So they created a group and a circuit where artists can tour.
It's a
so
great
Home
idea.
Roots, they do that. You can do the Maritimes, BC. You can go to Yukon.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm going to definitely put the link to that below as well.
Yeah.
So, because for any musicians that do want to do a tour but are intimidated on how to approach it, because it's not always easy to approach coffee shops, and often playing in bars, coffee shops, things like that, it's not super profitable, because often people aren't they just don't come out to these shows. Like, I know we used to go to a place on the West Island. It was like a co-op, and they would have live music every weekend, and my daughter and I would go all the time. We would sometimes be the only people there because people weren't really engaged in going. Mm-hmm. But in a house party, I mean, you have a whole community that's interested.
And it is perfect for, let's say, for touring with Ewan. We are all acoustic instruments.
Okay, perfect.
We don't have to amplify yourselves. It's no sound check. Come in.
That's amazing.
Chat. Have food. Play.
So intimate. I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the contact with people is like we play just here.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you have to let me know if you do any house parties in Montreal. Yeah, definitely would love to come.
Yes,
that's
I will invite you.
And we've actually gone far to go see concerts as well. So, even out in the Sticks or in Ottawa or Toronto. Actually, it was so funny because this girl I was talking about, one time we were in Toronto for a family get-together, and I just was randomly looking for events in Toronto, and her name popped up. She was doing like some little pop-up show somewhere else, so that was really cool. So, Karine, I always love to ask people too, when you were growing up, but not necessarily were there musicians in your family, but when you were a kid, did you have a lot of musical hobbies or anything that might have predicted what you're doing now? in the sort of in the music field, or just even creating events or like this type of thing?
Like really young, I don't think I can answer that.
Yeah.
Maybe my mom could answer that. I started to play piano. I was 12. There
Okay.
was a piano. My mom had a piano.
Yeah.
And there was a book in the seat.
Yeah.
It said "Apprendre le piano sans professeur."
Oh,
And there was
nice.
a cassette.
Yeah.
I'm old. There was a cassette.
That's
That was the
amazing.
thing.
Okay,
So-
before you go further, I'm going to just say, apprendre le piano sans professeurs is what, learn piano without a teacher. Okay.
Basically, the teacher was the cassette.
Cool.
So I took the little machine, I put it on the piano, and I learned how to play piano.
Amazing.
And then it was guitar, and
Yeah.
in high school, I organized the show. I was part of I just organized the whole thing.
Yeah.
Part of a committee that we created to do a show at the end of the year. I was always a person that likes to organize things.
Yes.
My final exam in cello performance, I did it with on the senses.
Okay.
So you might have to help me with that.
Yes.
All the 5 senses.
Yes, yes.
Which I can't say in English.
Mais dis ça en français, I can translate.
Well, the hearing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, hearing's good. Yeah.
Seeing.
Yeah, these are easy. You don't need
Okay.
me.
Taste. And then what is it?
Touch.
Touch. And then smell.
There you go.
And then I added the one of kinesthesia.
Oh yes,
Because-
movement. Yes.
Yeah, so it was a very long concert, and during
Okay.
the whole concert, the spectateur,
The,
people coming to see
audience?
the audience was
Spectators.
stimulated in all those senses
Ah.
through a program that had all the equipment for the show.
So how would that work? Like the sense of smell, like for that?
Oh, I took a lamberger, which is a lamp that produces
okay,
smell.
like essential oil type
Yeah.
smell. Okay,
And it was,
interesting.
it
And
was,
taste? What did you do for that?
Hot chocolate, not the hot chocolate, spicy chocolate, a chocolate bar with pepper.
So
in it.
how would that work? Like when you played a certain sequence,
I
people would
associated
you would
the
tell
pieces.
people to that
It was
is
magical.
amazing.
Yeah, it was really intense
oh
and
my
fun.
gosh! So when did you do that?
When I finished my bachelor.
At the end. And so have you ever done anything like that since?
We just did something similar here for
Okay.
Nuit Blanche.
Oh, I missed that.
We did a
Oh.
circuit all around Anticafé
Okay.
that stimulated the 5 senses, included some kinesthesia with the touch.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that because we
We're gonna do it
we
again.
weren't so far. So
Yeah.
next time you let me know because that sounds amazing.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I love that. That's so interesting. Oh my goodness, yeah. So, so any final notes? I'm just really admire what you do as a musician. I think I see what you're doing with all your events. I see you're super organized, and also just the ideas seem to flow. And I think that's it. Once you have a couple of ideas and you go with it, then these ideas just come rushing in. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
need to find people to help you do them because
Yes.
it's hard.
Yeah. No, it takes a village. And the other thing I just wanted to ask a little bit about was back to the Antimodèle is I found it really interesting that you created this with the Airbnb experiences.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about why or how that came about, doing it through that?
Somebody told me that for non-profits,
Yeah.
there were no transaction fees,
Oh,
and
okay.
also it was a new thing. So I was probably one of the first to submit my experience,
Okay.
my activities as experiences on Airbnb.
Ah.
And it is amazing because the when you pay for your experience,
Yes.
you don't get any charges, extra
Exactly.
charges.
Yes.
And
yes.
I, in the other end, receive all of what you paid.
Okay, that's fantastic.
So it is clear, it's simple.
Yeah.
It is it's a nice gesture from
Yeah.
them to encourage the non-profit.
That's amazing. So it's because it's a non-profit. And I love the concept because you attract a lot of tourists. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I've been here and people have come in, they've had no drawing experience whatsoever. They have no, pencil, no nothing on them. And then you have some pads of papers and pencils and they'll just sketch. And it's just like, they just really enjoy the experience of it.
Yeah, I think the fact that it is paired with music,
Yes.
then you can a little bit get lost, and also the time passes by quicker.
Yeah.
And it is a very open place.
Yes.
There's no judgment.
Yes.
And all have that little share moment at the end.
Yeah.
And I started, you missed that, but I started to, I did some drawings too.
Oh, nice.
And I started to show my drawings when people are shy. I'm like, oh yeah, you want to see my drawings?
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Then you're not going to be shy of showing yours.
Break the ice. That's it. No, I love that, because at the beginning everybody introduces himself, just a little, couple seconds. That's how I knew there were a lot of tourists here. And at the end, if you want to share, you can. You put your pictures on the table, and it's just a very casual, and even the atmosphere. We're like in the basement. It's nice to, stone walls, comfortable seats, and it's very, very relaxed, and and near the metro.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Amazing.
Good. So any final words?
No, thank you very much for the invitation.
Oh, my pleasure. And just maybe tell the viewers the main places we can find you online.
Me?
Yeah, I know you have a ton of projects, but just anywhere that we could find you online.
I have a website called lavioloncelliste.com.
Perfect.
.com.
.com. Okay, so I'm gonna link that up, and I'll also link up the Antimodèle and a couple of your other projects. Yeah.
I can send you 25 links.
Okay.
You can choose.
Awesome. Well, I do put all the information on a blog, so we'll put up some photos, some links, and that's awesome. And thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for tuning in to Stories of Starting. If you would like to inspire others with your story, big or small, be sure to reach out via storiesofstarting.com. Until next time, always remember, your story matters.